That's it. Gracias. Welcome back, and today I'm doing something for the first time and possibly something for the last time. We'll fill you in throughout the video. Also got someone else with me that I've not been on the channel before, so we'll catch up with him properly as well. We'll go through the video, but for now we'll go sit and chill at this little reservoir. Join you back in throughout the trip. Aye. Aye, so we're starting to get set up. Not at all on what we were planning on doing, but I'll explain all what we're doing as we get going. So let's start off with the last time. This should be the last time I'm out in this tent, and this is the Simond Makalu 2, my typical go-to tent for if I think there's going to be heavy winds or snow or any of the kind of the fun stuff, So that's what I packed today. But the reason why I think it'll be my last time is because obviously we're summertime now, so I'm not really using it that much. But the intention is to then look at getting a new 4-season tent for the winter, which we'll talk about later on, because I'm going to put that in the comments for I want you guys to give me suggestions for what you reckon would be the tent to go for, and I'll give you a few on my list later on. Anyway, just going to get this thing put up, join you guys back later on with a bit of chat as I'm putting the tent up. Aye, that's the 6 pegs in for the corners and the fly. Just got to put some guy ropes out if I feel like I want it. Overkill tonight by like a country mile. We were intending on being up there somewhere, but the winds is going from being nothing 10 mile an hour ish, and then you get these 40 mile an hour gusts even here. So up there it was going to be constant there, and we just felt like it's not the kit that was the problem, it was the enjoyability factor. So we both chose the fact of let's just enjoy a camp tonight. I'm actually going to nip back to the shop and pick up a bit of wood as well so we can build a fire, which we've checked with the ranger who was there, and they said that happy days as long as we clear up after ourselves. So just putting it out there. So that's the plan, and that'll see I'll fill in probably who's out with us. But I'm in my Simond Makalu 2, which, as I said, this is should possibly be the last time, and I haven't really covered where I'm at yet, which is going to be the first time, and I'll cover that later on. camp set up pretty much. I've got the clothes and my bag underneath there. Got some charging cables, down gear which I really will not be needing unless there's midges I need to avoid. And then I've gone for the big Agnes sleep system, which there's the inner part of it which may not get used at all, and then the kind of quilt system. I've got 2 pillows with me because I do like a bit of comfort in the pillows, and then I'm going to sort this part out next, which I'll show you in a wee second.
Gavin doesn't appear to be working today. Dog and they were playing with Heidi for a bit. Come on, pick that wood and we'll soft it.
Oh, and the words
I thought it was a bit of bullshit as well.
in the words of Fraser from the Kill Explorer, you've no started your camp till you get your first beer. Cheers fellas.
Nope, I think that's us.
Oh aye, dinner time for both of us. I'll give you a wee clue as to who and where by is your dinner Monty approved?
The Wayfarer, chilli and rice.
Chilli and rice?
Got your microphone there, aye.
Aye.
Monty approved.
Monty approved. There's a wee clue. I've got a cowboy barbecue beans. I didn't even know that it was a thing. But aye. It's a vegan meal apparently. Damn. Oh, never mind. We'll see what it's like. I've got a mac and cheese in there as well. And then we're just tanking beers. And like I say, Monty is on the chilli and rice.
And Heidi's on the sticks.
And Heidi, there's another clue. Heidi's on the sticks. Again, we'll cover that part later on. And I still got to cover in the first. I've given you the last, but we'll still got to give you the first. We'll do that later on, but we're going to get food and drinks. Oh, that's a rare fire now, isn't it? Grand. Aye, we've been drinking and eating and enjoying a camp. But aye, the first. So this is the first time I've ever been in the Pentlands. And the Pentlands is that little mountain or hill area just outside Edinburgh. What I'll do is I'll walk you slowly and give you a view. I kind of talked about that. We were planning to say being one of the hills up there, but the wind was just kind of put us off a bit, and then we kind of felt like this seemed a nicer camp. So overkill in terms of the tents, but and both of us, he's in a Vango Starlift 200, which again, nice solid dinner, does the job. It's 3 poles, the usual shake, rattle and roll test. Got that light tour mat, it's a double chamber mat.
Did you want me to do a rundown of my setup?
I think Monty should do a rundown, then we can introduce Monty properly. So what I'll do is I'll pan you over to him with my mic, and we'll tell you exactly who he is, and I'll show you my view out there.
Hello everybody, I'm Monty. Previously the artist, previously known as Monty Outdoors, but now roughing it with Monty and Heidi. She's 14 months, and this is my setup for the evening. Your man's already spoken about the tent, but I'm the one that's used it, so I probably can go a bit more detail. It's got the 3 poles, It's a small tunnel tent. It's a Van Gogh Banshee on steroids. You've got these little vestibules at either end as well. You can fully open them. If you don't want to fully open them, you can also partially open them with a bit of mesh. It's got this vestibule here as well. It's not the greatest vestibule, but you know what, you've got one for your boots, one for looking out of, one for cooking in. I've had it out in sustained rainfall and the wind speed's up to about 15 miles per hour, and it's done well. It needs to be very well pitched if you want to survive those type of winds. Don't know what else to say. It's relatively compact.
System, eh?
The seat, straight to the seat system. Okay, straight to the seat system. So I've got with me the Douter Exosphere. Stretches. It's a sleeping bag that stretches by a good 25%. Comfort and limit -4 to -10. I've had it down to about -5, and it's kept me nice and warm. It's I highly recommend this sleeping bag for comfort and reliability. I've got 2 closed cell foam mats, one for her, one for under my sleeping mat. I'm also a big fan of these Chinese light tour sleeping pads. This one's a dual chamber. That means if this end bursts, you can then revert to this end. It will be fully insulated and nice and comfortable. It's got an R value of 7, but I've only had it out in late spring, early summer, so I can't really truly speak about its capabilities. But any other light tour sleeping pad that I've had down to like -5. I've been super warm and super comfortable. Underrated mats, in my opinion, better than Thermarest. And I've got a flex tail pillow and a flannel pillow. This goes under the sleeping mat. This goes in my sleeping bag. So nice and comfortable. But yeah, I'd recommend really everything. This adds a bit of colour psychology to it as well. I've been in this down to just above freezing, sitting in my thermals, nice and warm. I don't know what else you want me to say, but aye, enjoy. There you go. Look, you could get one putting the tents here on another occasion, and then you've got that. That's absolutely. Silver children she roared, I'm not the son of God. Hey, no! I think you'll be alright just letting that burn. It's on stone. Have you forgot to film as well?
Aye. Believe it or not, it's about 12:30. We're just kind of getting into our tents. Like I said earlier on, a completely different camp than we'd planned. Hence why I ended up running back to the shop to get some wood and a couple of extra drinks. And it was nice to get a few drinks and enjoy a nice chilled camp for a change. Aye. Oh, lovely. Anyway, we'll sign off for the night, and I'll check back in the morning. Morning. Pretty warm in here, like extra warm. I think it's coming up 8 o'clock. It's quite late. Oh. I'll get a coffee on and then let's talk tents.
So last night I did mention about getting a new tent, and this being its last outing. I mean, it may not be. I mean, I may have one or two more camps in this, and I might keep it as a backup, just purely because I've got a couple of little holes in it, and I wouldn't want to sell a tent that's not perfect. You know, it might be handy to have as a backup, particularly for if someone wants to come out with me and they don't have a true 4-season tent. Anyway, I've got a few in my kind of hit list, but I'll give you a couple of space. So am I looking for maybe one smaller but allows me to have a side door, or bigger for more options, for more room? I mean, this one's a nice size in here. You can fit 2 beds in here. We've done that before, but it is cramped. It's just the right size for a one-person one with their kit inside. And this is the kind of tent, because obviously you're using it in the winter time, you're typically going to prefer to have your kit in with you, you know, ideally. One of the things I don't like about this style of tent is that, as you can see, I have to either sit this side or I'm gonna head in. So for me, something slightly taller would be nice, or like I say, a side door. So something along the lines of a Vern one has been popping up on my radar lately. Also, I think the one that's really been standing out for me a lot has been the Q Stormstar. So they're probably my two. There was another one that came out recently that I've seen a few folk test out from Optimus, but I think it's maybe going to be slightly too short. I do quite fancy an actual one-person tent for a change, and providing there's good enough space to put your bag either behind you. You know, if the kind of shape's not quite straight, it's got the wee bit at the back, or if you've got a good enough vestibule. So I'm kind of toying with that idea. But yeah, drop in the comments if you think of ones that maybe I should look at as well. Edinburgh Solo, I guess is on, has to be on that list. It's just price. Obviously we know the quality of a Edinburgh, but with that it comes with this, for me, an overflated price. I mean, if I look at the Vern one, for example, I think it's 600 new. You can get them about 450 on Marketplace. Edinburgh Sulu is just over £1,000 new. I don't think I can justify paying that for a tent. That would still only be a certain time of year tent. It wouldn't be a tent I would use all year round, you know. But yeah, so I finished my coffee. Please pop in the comments any wee thoughts for like a new 4-season tent. You know, thinking of things like, I like it to be semi-geodesic or geodesic, so that the poles come over each other. You need that strengthening of the winds. Also the inner and outer. The inner, I want to make sure that it's as thick as possible. Maybe a wee bit of a mesh, but to be honest, I don't get condensation in this, so I don't really worry too much about condensation. Yeah, so put some comments in there and we'll get chatting. Put everything away inside the tents. Just got the tents themselves to get put away, and then we're off. Both of us are an absolute banger of a sleep. I kind of showed you my sleep system, but just to remind you again, it was the Sea to Summit Etherlite XT mat that I have. It's like my go-to mat for pretty much every camp I go on. And then I had my Lost Ranger 3-in-1 Big Agnes sleep system that I'm still kind of working my way out what I prefer in that. Last night I didn't even use the inner bag, I just used the little quilt system. Wow, it's so warm. I mean, this tent always keeps the heat. You normally find it, like if I'm on a cold camp, it's normally 3 or 4 degrees warmer in there than it is outside, and it maintains it. Like when I've had the little gas heater in the vestibule, I've had times where I've had the tent sitting at like 16, 17 degrees for a spell, and outside it's well into the minuses. Just going back to what I was talking about, tent talk. It is one of the factors when I'm wanting my winter tent, because I want a winter tent that's going to retain heat very well. So I'm ruling out anything that's full of mesh. You know, this is the kind of the standard for that, you know. But yeah, right. Less yakking for me, and I'm going to finish putting this away. I'll join you back in a wee minute.
I did mention it last night, but I kind of wanted to get some footage of Edinburgh on the way down so you can kind of get a better reference of where we are. So I'll just overlay some shots at the moment of it, you know, looking from over to the bridges, you know, the 3 bridges we have, to the airport, and then I'll slowly pan you around and you get to the Edinburgh Zoo, and if I change the shot angle you then get towards Edinburgh Castle as well, which is just looking stunning this morning. Monty's just doing a dog standoff, so I'm going to keep walking. Monty signed off his video already, but I'm going to sign mine off here. I'll give you a bit of overlay of what we've been watching on the way down, which was the view of Edinburgh. Like I say, I'm watching we didn't get the high summit to show you that as a summit camp, but as you'll see, we'll be catching glimpses of the airport from the bridges, which is quite iconic as part of Edinburgh. And if we go other side of the angle there, you'll get to see the Edinburgh Castle. As I mentioned it last night, we get Tyne Castle as well as Murrayfield. Lovely getting a wee view of the city for a change. But like I say, we're going to finish off here. Got 100 metres or so back to the car, so catch you guys in the next one, whatever it'll be. Monty, he's a wave. See you there. Ideal. And Heidi. I will see you later. Cheerio.